Steve, what would you like? I said, can you make cornbread?
That's one thing my wife can make, a pan of cornbread, that's what she. That's the first thing she cooked for my children.
But is that real cornbread or people that say cornbread look like pancakes?
No.
No, I ain't talking about
Real
cupcakes, I'm
cornbread.
talking about cornbread.
Cornbread.
Skillet, black
Done in a
eyed
black,
skillet
in
cornbread,
a
you know.
skillet, done in the oven.
Yeah, or them good little corn sticks that you make in, I like them too. Good and wrinkle.
My wife makes those and puts a little bit of sugar in them, or it's like crack. Can't stop eating sweet
I won't be
corn.
saying that. Somebody like, oh, here.
Who would know, ho, 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 who would go? Up on the housetop, click, 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 down to the chimney with those things. It's gonna be Christmas, y'all gonna turn around, it's gonna be Christmas.
It will.
Christmas
Halloween will be
time.
here pretty quick.
Well, the stores already got Christmas stuff out.
Christmas time to come in, Christmas time to come in.
Here in a few days, it'll be time to redo the insurance.
We'll have to get started on the budget before long.
Medicare, won't redo mine this time. We'll go with different company. Ain't got to go through all this yet. Midnight Airport's been doing it. That was-
You catch my
They went up on
comment.
it, did tell me.
Right there.
I didn't see it. Went from
I did
$40-something.
You're far from the only one who's asking about that.
I found out
I
that
did not see that at all.
overdraft.
But you're number one?
I found out.
Yeah, that was
I
it.
really can't
James commented on Rotary, is like, anybody who knows it is gonna say, yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, everybody knew about that, I mean, laughed about that since that year ago.
It's just like,
But I said, it was pretty funny.
yeah. Yeah.
Mark just like me on Mr. Oliver, she said, Mr. Oliver probably gave you the picture.
He does, but I was paying more attention to the guy sitting there holding the football and didn't look at how he was holding it.
You don't know what we're talking about, do you?
Get the wrong.
Oh, okay.
But you can keep that. It's for August for somebody.
Yeah.
Be perfect. Yeah. Plenty of
What can I
parking.
say? It's not the first time I've had stuff.
Oh.
It probably will not be the last.
There you go. Well, you're
Been
wrong.
suggesting that for years. Dwight said he could get it fairly cheap. Law Enforcement Committee,
What about it?
I made a suggestion today that Miss Hope's property would be the best place for a jail.
Where?
Miss Hope,
Oh, yeah. She said she'd sell it.
she's had it a long time.
She'd sell it to me. I mean, she said she would, I think she would.
I'm sure she would. She told me she would. She remembered.
She remembers. She calls me her fourth son, I don't know.
It's pretty close.
Probably be talking the other three into it. Hey, we're gonna get it done, we better get it done quick.
Who owns the, old, dry cleaners?
Zach Taylor?
Yeah, he does.
Is that who owns it?
He owns the dry cleaners and the former daycare building too.
Oh, okay.
Bob up those,
It might be a little difficult here.
whatever he wants to do.
Said for the customer,
Might be a little.
when Hartsville grows to be 100,000.
Oh. What he bought some parts in the end.
Yeah.
here in the work session Tuesday, and Wednesday, the guys want to do some work. This is up here. This is backwards, later.
I mean, gutter system is what the upper part of it. As far as the lead roof, now that wasn't never part of it. Good
Hey,
roof.
buddy.
What's up?
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm just like,
Yeah, I
Better reserve.
But, now, I'm not saying that you might not need at least, it's gonna be to match the other or upgrade part of it, but.
No, you don't appear to be carrying no pie. We all waited for pie.
Y'all can have pie, you come Saturday. You
Yeah.
can have all the pie you want.
We held this whole meeting up because of pie, you didn't bring it in.
Yeah. You know, I heard the same thing about pie.
if they have to be, they have to be. But I'm just like,
I think it'll be all right.
Chicken.
Oh, Lord.
Don't think they're good?
You have been busy.
That's just one bad.
Things on fire.
You have that.
Huh?
You're coming though.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm trying to figure out who you are.
Excuses.
Trying to hurt them.
Yes. Gotta cover
You
it.
should come.
What is?
My Trump dinner thing that we're going.
Oh. Y'all invite Joe Biden?
Huh?
Y'all invite Joe Biden?
Yeah, I'm not everybody. Everybody was $25.
If he's got 25, then he
Do we have a sign in?
No.
And assure you, I will be getting my $25 worth when I show up.
Thank y'all for, I apologize, but I couldn't look closer.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Meeting come to order, please. Approval of the minutes. Everybody's had a chance to look at them. Anybody?
Make a motion to approve.
All right. Got a second?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
are you trying to approve minutes for a regular meeting and a special call meeting?
The meeting where our last meeting is.
You only approve minutes at regular meetings, you don't approve them at call meetings.
All right.
Scratch that.
Scratch that down. All right. I'll turn it over to you.
Uh-oh. Now,
Better make sure you got a quorum.
Mr. Gill, are you a voting member of the committee?
I don't think I'm on this one, let me double check.
that's where the list right here.
Got your name in here.
I don't plan to.
Did the rules make you a member of every committee?
Well, yeah,
If you include you, that's 17 members, are they all voting members? You voting members? I thought they all were.
Yeah. No, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's on there. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By virtue of my possession.
do you need 9?
Official.
Yeah.
I said, I'm on here too, but I'm ex-officio non-voting,
Okay.
so I don't count for the four.
you hate to be 50%.
9. 8, 9, 17, count
Got 8. 8 out of how many? 15? You were?
Yeah.
Okay. You just went to the last meeting.
Well, really, you only have to have that if the decision is made, is that correct? You don't have to have a form if you're just discussing ideas, do you?
Unless you're going to actually deliberate towards something and then you're violating open meetings act.
No, I mean, if you were going to make a vote or something, then you have to have a form, but if
No,
you're just
if you're
discussing
going to
ideas.
deliberate on a course of action and you're not in an official meeting, that is outside the meeting and that's an open meetings act violation.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there 15 on our meeting? I ain't got my.
There is 17 counting me,
17.
so that means you would need 9.
Yeah.
So
Is that
one short?
inclusive?
One short.
No,
Well, see,
I
the rest
don't,
of
I'm a
us.
non-voting member, so I don't count.
Does the chair count even though they don't vote unless it's a tie?
Yeah, they're on the committee. You got 1, 2, 3, 4,
We got 8.
6, 7. It's like you're one short.
There's the sheriff.
Yeah. All right, so it is.
Yeah, I'm sure this could be.
I'm texting people to see where they're at.
It's hard to get. Yeah. Yeah. It could happen at any moment.
I can tell you who we're missing if we
I think we ought to check with
I'm sure
Bill.
Ray's not on
Because I
there.
think you can meet as long as you're not decision
There's a girl over there too.
Maria Stewart, she's on the state.
Is Shane Burton on it? No.
Richard Johnson is, he's usually standing outside the door, in here.
You just drove by a few minutes ago, he may not be aware of it.
Richard,
Hello?
Carol Cass?
Hey.
Is Richard on here?
Hey, are you on emergency
That's right.
services?
I told him he put on that, but he even told me later.
Oh, we don't have a quorum. Yes.
I guess we need one.
No,
We adjourn.
it's okay, consider it.
I like it.
I got a mask. I got a mask.
Where are you at?
Yes.
We're at a law enforcement committee meeting, or just like you're not here?
We're the community service.
I'm sorry, emergency services.
Okay. Sheriff's
Emergency services committee meeting tonight?
Yeah, he said he stinks, I said, I don't care, I got a mask.
Just now trying to, when you got a quorum. Yes,
Yeah.
okay,
Who's going?
Ray,
he's on his way.
I doubt.
Richard Roosevelt said he'd be right on his way.
He's close.
so see, y'all don't have to mean nothing for me after all.
You done had that pie.
That's right. I could have made enough back.
What kind of pie is this anyway?
What kind of pie is this? This is Chad's right now. Want me to make it?
You gotta have a trust in people with you today.
I sure did.
Got them all. I got mine earlier.
Man,
I'll make
it's,
a chocolate.
We're not having a homemade crust?
Mine didn't turn out this morning. I made like two. And put them in the.
You're scrambling.
Yeah, that's it. I was running out of time.
The layout.
You weren't supposed to tell that.
You what?
You weren't supposed to tell that.
I thought we were getting homemade crust in there. I
Close enough.
think you know that's your thing, went down to $19.
A call meeting, the only thing you're supposed to
Send
be
you
able
texts
to
if it was on
deliberate
some
on
people
or
get
do
blank.
was
Well, my
the
phone's
purpose
over there.
of the call, what the meeting was called for.
I saw it pop up on Facebook. Crap, we gotta get in there.
I guess I didn't realize it was call versus regular.
What is he got? He's not coming?
Why?
Steve Cross.
So I thought he was coming.
He got the notice of what he was gonna do, was pretty good, he pursued, plan to proceed. That's what this is.
So do we have the assessment center interview process in place? How's her going? Why? How's Miss Martha Joe doing?
She's done good.
Good.
She, treatment went well yesterday, didn't have any problem with it. She was kinda fuzzy-headed last night, kinda goofy, but, today she's been fine. She was really very gray ashy looking. I mean, she had no color to her. But today, her color's come back and she was Rosie on Tuesday. They have this new Lunesta, Lunesta thing that they put on and gives you an automatic injection, for nausea. And, if you find today, I'll get it tomorrow.
Don't need anything, you know,
Just, 2 weeks before she has to go back and do another one. Everybody's told the second and third one was the roughest. But right now, she's fine. I'm pretty fine, I'm still on fire. I don't hear one person raising up the college.
Ritter's here.
What I put on Facebook, 450 on me, I'm 450 on me,
just being honest.
so that's what I was thinking. Anyway, no.
Well, that person sucks.
Do what that.
I said, well, that person sucks.
But, that time I said, well, I said, I'm glad that there's 350 people that's responded, and I feel like you do. Thank you for calling.
And it's, nobody's up there.
We saved you a seat, Richard.
Right up front.
Right up here in front,
You
right?
show them links, you get to the front.
You better act right.
Is that enough now?
Should be, 9.
Roll on.
All right, we need to come to order. Turn it over to this clerk.
I want to look at, just a second, where we were when we last met, in the special call meeting. The reason that we're here tonight is there was a request by the committee and confirmed that we meet again prior to the interview process to see the assessment center in detailed format, which Mr. Cross has provided to the mayor, and now the mayor has provided to us. It's in this form right here. He also had sent it to everybody by email, and so if you get a chance now, if you haven't already tonight, to take a look at it. And so the mayor just passed it out, and it's got a total of 6 pages on it. So this assessment by Steve, and I just texted with Steve, I didn't actually talk to him today, and he said he couldn't make it up here, but the work that we had asked him to do, he's got it here in front of us to review, so. And I think some of it's self-explanatory. Some of the stuff that we saw last time is in there again, and then there's some things that are in there this time that we had asked on the last meeting that has now been put into play in terms of assessment. And so I'll just briefly, if you want me to, just kind of walk through this on page number 2. He talks about some of the things that will happen. If you look in bold print, it says application of the resume packet. The mayor's going to advertise the position. And then the application review, resume review, they're going to review the resumes. The review will ensure that the minimum requirements are met, and then each packet is scored based on the candidate's appearance and so forth. Assessment panel recruitment, where he goes out and finds the people, and each panelist, he's going to vet those people to make sure they have, first of all, the knowledge to be able to do what is done in the interview. And then, of course, we'd ask if those people not know anybody in the process. And he guaranteed that he would take care of that for us, so I'm sure he will. Let's see here. Anything on page 2 that you want to discuss as a group or individually, questions? If not, then page 3 talks about the assessment measures and activity, how they're going to measure this, the structured interview, emergency incident and tactical problems will be involved in the interview, and then the role play and simulation is part of it. So those are some things that, especially the last 2 that were missing from the last one, that are in this time they're there. So then competency categories, how they rate them. Who wrote that last time? Yes, Mr. Jewell.
I have one question on the incident tactical problem. Is this going to be tailored to typical, normal, tactical situations in Trousdale County. I mean, I wouldn't want to be confronted with a high-rise fire. We have no high-rises, or, you know, most places you've got a fire hydrant that works every 400 feet, and we don't have that here, and you may have to be pulling water out of a creek or something. I'd like to make sure that that incident or that tactical problem or even the role play simulation is tailored to logical, normal situations that you're going to encounter here.
Okay. And of course, if you want to ask me to give that answer from Mr. Cross,
Yeah, just ask him if he plans to do it that way, that we'd like to make
Yeah.
sure that
Yeah.
that role play tactical incident would be something that would typically be encountered in our county.
Yep, that makes
Well,
sense.
the role play incident is gonna be tailored to Trousdale County, because he and I discussed it, it was originally gonna be a press interview, and I told him, we don't have enough press around here to do a press interviews for
Right.
simulation, so it's gonna be a citizen coming up and talking to a fire chief simulation. And I would assume the same applies to the technical incident, the technical problem, but we didn't just get into much detail on that as far as how it's gonna go, so it's just an assumption at this point. But based on what he told me, it's gonna be tried to be structured to places like Trousdale County.
Well, it doesn't specifically say that's the reason I asked that question, but I think that would be important.
We need to emphasize
And
that.
y'all may not think it's important, but I did.
Let's see, so those are there, and then competency categories, the latter part of page 3. 9 competency categories, I believe that was the same as it was last month. And then it describes, I think, the 9 on the bottom of 3, and move on over to 4. And it has the different things that are there, and then I can read them out: management principles, current legal issues, technological resources, interpersonal skills, analytical skills, management skills, motivation to achieve, work habits, teamwork, cooperation. Is that 9? Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yep. And again, I mean, I'm on board with this. I mean, this right here is sent by email. I hope to everybody. And he sent it to the mayor, and then the mayor reported it over. Anything anybody sees out of any of that? Then the final report is on page 5. It shows how the assessments take place of those 9 competency categories. I mean, from what I've seen, the things that we could ask for that were lacking last night, just weren't there this time. Some of the people that were on the committee that was, the last time we did this, are still on the committee, so, I mean, anybody, anything that's not here?
What does it talk about when they come together and they talk about, come to the, how about down there?
Competency categories on page 3, goes on to page 4, and final report on page 5. competency categories are what's done under the structured interview.
Where does it say though that they all sit down together and,
You talking about the scoring itself?
yes, where does it talk about that? What I was asking about.
Under the final report section,
I don't see where it talks about them all sitting down and talking about it. Specifically. Of course, I might be missing it. Anybody, I don't know.
Did he actually do that, or did he just beforehand sit there and be instructed how to score, and turn the score?
He explained to us, he explained to the group how that they sat as a group to come up with one score
Yeah.
as a group of the assessors, but it doesn't, he explained that, but it's not.
It's not
The
in here.
verbiage of that
That needs to be in here, I think.
as to how they come up with the scoring itself.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about.
Right.
An explanation of how the scores, okay, if I tabulate it, I guess would be a way to put that. Okay.
Does it list the job requirement, in what?
No, it doesn't list the requirements. Not in this, it doesn't.
Should it?
I almost think this being the assessment would be one component, and the minimum job requirements would be something that would be separate from this. That's just my thoughts on it.
I mean, the job requirements would
get you to this.
Yeah, right.
it's just part of what's being scored,
Right, right.
and that's under first bolded section, I guess, a little bit over half, well, excuse me, a little bit above halfway through the page of the application resume pack.
But I think you're
Resume
right.
review.
There's nothing, it's been explained to us, but it's not here anywhere that shows how the individual scoring of that score is tabulated and how they come to that score itself. That's true. It's not in there.
That needs to be in here, I think.
In order to get that, I'd have to go back to him and say, hey, can you put verbiage together and send it to us in an additional addendum or something? I mean, we could pass this as, or recommend, or however the committee wants to do it, and then add, with the caveat that we see that too. I mean, how do y'all want to do it? Or y'all just want to wait?
I will just point out, you have no authority to do anything. You can give your opinion, but that's it.
Well, that's all these committees ever do, Mayor. There's nothing new to that.
Well, and again, he went over the score and he said it's done on 1 to 3. Anything over 2 is judged as competent. Now, if you want him to
I
bring there, I can
understand.
ask him.
I understand the scoring process. I think that it needs to be explained in here for people that don't. I mean, I understand it's like a 1 to 4, or 1, that sort of thing. But it needs to be explained that they sit around the table, each one writes their number on a card, and they throw it in the middle, and then they look at it and say, and then they dicker about what it needs to be. That's what he said. One of them tries to convince, well, maybe it needs to go higher, or the other one says, well, maybe not. That's why he explained it in here in the last meeting. That needs to be in here.
And again, said I can ask him to do an addendum or whatever, and put it in there.
You could probably do that.
I mean, it's just a simple, we're talking about a simple paragraph. That's all we're asking. That's all I'm asking.
You want to put that in the form of a motion?
Yes, I would like to make a motion that the final scoring process be explained in detail in a paragraph added to this.
And a second.
Any other discussion on it? Everybody kind of understand what she's talking about? And it's been explained, it just wasn't in here, I mean, yeah.
I mean, if you're not here at the meeting, or, I mean, you'd have no idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Any further? All in favor, say aye. Opposed?
No.
Where's my notes?
2 noes and the rest ayes. Motion passed.
Is everybody okay with the other components of it? I mean, that's, has everything, I think, that's in there that we discussed, other than the scoring mechanism, so.
And that's kind of where it went awry, you know, kind of,
Be nice to have it all there in front of you.
I get it, I get it.
What's this committee, would you just like me to ask him to add that to it and then send it to us? Is that what we?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Did we ask him to do that and just resend it to the mayor and send it on to us?
I think so.
That's the only thing that's left. Do you want to reach out to him and ask him, do you want me to do it?
It's going through my office.
So that means you're going to ask?
Yes. Then it would.
I got 2 things.
Yes.
If we didn't do it officially, we need to make a motion to amend the agenda to strike number 2.
Oh, sorry.
So I'll make the motion to strike number 2 to modify the agenda.
All right, have a second.
Approval of the minutes.
All in favor of striking 2 out of the agenda? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I got another question.
Yes.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir.
That'll be my number 1.
Public comment would not be. When you go public comment on this.
I'm good, how are you?
Okay.
Oh, good.
You do away with it.
Thanks for coming.
Can I start with you?
Keep out of my head, I cross the work,